Welcome to another episode of the Hustler's Ambition. Tonight's special guest we got here, Miss B Crown, the weaveologist of Houston.
And first off, we back. It's Kelsey, K-Doug, Dealing with Douglas on Instagram. Just give your boy a follow.
Richforeverjp on Instagram.
B Crown _HTA.
That will be in the below. So, today's topic is really on manifestation. The journey of being an entrepreneur, the things you got to go through spiritually, mentally, physically. It's a tough journey. It's not an easy journey. We in the age of entrepreneurship. Everybody trying to be entrepreneurs, and they say they want to do it, but they don't understand the things that you got to go through personally. In order to achieve the things that you want to. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we brought Bria on today, because she's been doing it for some years now. And she was somebody that I looked up to, that I seen, her own journey, inspired me to go through my journey. So, yeah. Bria.
So just the background on Bria, though, we've been knowing each other since what? 4th grade, 3rd grade.
Oh shit! I knew you from high school. Man, I know 4th grade.
So Bria, we done grew up, and when I watched the progression and how passionate you became about doing hair, and so she's now become one of the top hairdressers in Houston, the beautician, the proper term, whatever we're gonna call it. I'm gonna let you do that, but we got Bria on the shoulders today, real close to us, so we're gonna go ahead and let her give her opinion and view, tell her story, and we're gonna go from there.
Yeah, so just tell us, how it all started.
This episode sponsored by Hennessy, by the way.
No, the fuck it ain't. But nah, just tell us how it all got started. What made you want to take the entrepreneur route, and things of that matter.
I like that. I actually like telling the story of how I got started.
Go ahead.
So everybody always say like, "Oh, that's always what I want to do." I really didn't want to do hair because my mom was a hairstylist. So I grew up in the salon ever since I was little. But like in high school, I wanted to make my own money. Like I got tired of asking my people for money, because I wanted to get my own stuff or whatever. So, but they wouldn't let me have a job. Like everybody was working at like McDonald's and Taco Bell and stuff. We were 15. I was like, no, you need to like focus on school, and like I don't think you need to do that right now. It's not the time. But I knew how to like do my own hair, so my friends would like want me to do their hair, and then my dad was the one who was like, well, maybe you should like start charging people for it. And I was like, dang, okay, I could do that. Like, I guess that's what my mom would do. I guess I could, make a little change on the side. So I'm doing, some of this $40 a pop, like in high school, I'm 14, 15, like having money, and I'm okay. I like this. Like I literally just like making money, not necessarily that I liked hair. So it just kind of stuck with me, and I was just doing it because I wanted the money or whatever. And then as I got older, I realized, okay, I'm actually kind of good at this. Like I started growing my clientele all the way to graduation. And then I left, went to college, and like everybody was mad. Like that's how much, like that's the only job I've ever had. So when I went off to college, I'm real quiet. I'm not as out there like that. So when I went to college, I didn't really tell people I did hair. Like I would just always do my hair still and my friend's hair. So that's when I got my first job at Taco Bell. It was like right across the street from our dorms, me and Destiny. She was my roommate.
I didn't know she worked at Taco Bell.
I worked at Taco Bell freshman year. We lasted like 3 months. I couldn't wear I'm a girly girl, so like I like my nails done, I like my hair done. They didn't want me to have my nails. They wouldn't let me wear my hair all long. I had to wear a hairnet, and it was just like nasty. And I was like making $7 minimum wage, $7.49 an hour, and I was like, you know what, bro, I can make way more than this if I just do hair again. So second semester, I kind of like picked back up. I made me some cards. That's when I bumped up to $50. I still have my card that say like hair by Bria, $50 summons. Started doing my summons again, and it took off again, just like it did when I was back at home. So I was like, okay, yeah, like maybe this is like what's gonna be my end goal. Cause around that same time I realized like school ain't it either. I was like, nah, school ain't it. I was an athletic trainer in high school, so when I went off to college, that was my major, my freshman year, and I did not like it. I did not like it.
That shit was hard, probably.
It did. Like in high school, it was like, fun. Like, going to the games. Like, I was my friends.
There wasn't no curriculum.
Yeah, exactly. I get out there, we test every week. Gotta know way more.
It got serious.
Like, it got real serious. It was basically like a job that I wasn't getting paid for. So I was like, oh, nah. They wanted me to do like just all kinds of stuff. So I was like, But I had a great time at Texas State. And then when I came home, I was on academic probation.
We all did that.
I was on academic probation. So when I came back home, everybody was kind of like happy, like dang, like all my clients that I had left, they was like, okay, you back home, you finna be back doing hair. Yeah, this time I'm finna make my money. So I went to school and went ahead and got licensed so I could make it official the right way. So I always encourage people to, you can do hair, like get started off, but you want to actually go to school and
be legit.
Be legit, yeah. So came home, got legit. Did like a couple of years at HCC, ended up getting my associates. And my mom, she still wanted me to like go all the way, finish, and I was just like, I guess so. Like I really didn't have a choice, like, cause I was just like,
do it for your mom.
exactly. I was like, why am I going to school if I know I don't want to be in corporate America? Like I'm making money. Once I came back home, I had my first apartment at 19. So I was like, I'm
good.
I don't
need a job for it.
What I need a job for. So I was like, whatever. So fast forward, I got accepted into U of H. Like I said, school was just really not it. Like I definitely like, I don't want to down school. Like, for people who need to go to school, like lawyers or doctors and stuff like that, that I think is very good, but I felt like I was wasting money and wasting time and stressing myself out.
I ain't never been good in school. I know college, I tell people all the time, boy, if it wasn't for football, Lord knows, but if it wasn't for them free tutors and free everything, and them having them like sit there, boy, and I was still 2-3. 2-3, 2-4. But shit, we was eligible. We graduated.
That's all I did.
We graduated. Shit, I got a degree. The degree don't got no GPA on it.
Yeah, y'all think I would push y'all kids to go to college?
Hell no. Well, the reason why I say this, I never force my children to do anything, but they gonna see me and their daddy, and I'm gonna tell them, I went to school, I did all that. Was it gonna give me a job?
Yeah.
Probably in 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Probably the job that you wanted, but I'm more so, man, just take that risk at a young age.
Yeah.
Especially when you got the opportunity to, you know what I'm saying? Just take that risk, believe in yourself, see what you could do first before, because a job, that's it ain't going nowhere. See what you could do first, and then go, if all that ain't panning out, then go get a job that's cool.
I think me, I'm gonna push my kids to just do what they heart is telling them. Like, we all know, bro, we don't like school. If you don't like school, don't go to college and waste your money, bro. Like, just find out another way, because you're not dumb. You're not, like, some people in school just don't entertain them. Like, that stuff is not nothing that they're interested in.
Yeah.
So, if you're not interested in it, don't keep trying to, you know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it, because I know you don't need it. Like, now, in today's society, you don't need it. Now, back in the day, your degree was more, because it's like, they know you done took that route and you educated and that you at a higher level. But now it's like, bro, you can really educate yourself on everything.
Yeah.
So,
and really, what people get misconstrued, they think, oh, I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. They just like, oh, I'm gonna follow my dreams, and they ain't doing that. They just like, oh, I'm not gonna go to school. Nah, people gotta realize when you become an entrepreneur, you work 80 hours and not 40 hours. You know what I'm saying? You're working for yourself now. You gotta create your own schedule. You create your own money. You create your own revenue.
Yeah.
So that's harder than going to get a job. That's easy.
Right.
They paying you a set amount. You can get comfortable with that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But as an entrepreneur, you can never get comfortable, because it's always something that you got to get better at. It's always something that you got to learn.
you just can't ever think you know everything. You gotta always always be
Willing to
hungry to
learn.
learn, and that's entrepreneurship.
Success is when you realize that you do not know everything.
Yeah.
I
But-
can't stop. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, but go. We didn't want to mess up your story.
Yeah.
I know,
go ahead.
That was just
I got it. I'm picking it up back where I left off.
Yeah.
So, went to U of H, and I can say when I went to U of H, I switched my major to business. And I only had 2 years there, and I actually really liked it because it was more so focused on what I was doing. And I feel like the classes that I took kind of helped with the business aspect of it. That's when I really started to realize, okay, this is what I'm doing is a business, but I was still kind of just like doing it just for money, and I felt like I would get it and win it. Which is a bad thing too, because I'm 24 now, and now I just started my own savings account. Like back then, like when I had my apartment and got my first car, or whatever, I didn't know like every new bill that I got, I didn't know how I was gonna pay it, but I was just like, alright, then I just gotta work some more to pay my bills. I wasn't saving. I didn't have no savings account or nothing. I was just making money and living life, doing what I wanted to do, and I didn't really think it was a business until stuff started getting real. Like I had to start doing taxes, like stuff like that. I was like, okay, well, wait a minute, I can't just be, doing it like just willy nilly. So then, maybe when I turned 21, I think was when I started to like kind of grow up a little bit and was like, okay, this is Be Crown. Like at first I was just doing hair. Came up with, the name, came up with a concept, and was like, okay, this is my business, this is how I'm gonna live, and this is gonna be my career. And I ain't gonna lie, like, how y'all say, like, if you don't have a plan, sometimes when stuff goes wrong, it can be really discouraging. So like, even though school was stressful, like it was hella times I thought like I was gonna drop out, but it's been hella times that I thought, dang, okay, I might have to get a real job. I might just have to get a real job. Cause like in the hair industry, like sometimes I feel like we have waves. So like January, I feel like January is slow. It's like kind of the spillover from December, like Christmas, New Year's, holidays, stuff like that. And you get like a little wave for Valentine's Day, then it kind of go down. Then you get the spring break wave, and then it kind of chill. Then come graduation,
and summer boom.
Summer boom. If you're doing like braids and natural hair, because sometimes like I specialize in weaves, so people be wearing their natural hair in the summer or like doing braids. So I'll be like, that's when I have more free time. So it'd be like kind of like an idle moment, and then back to school. Then come holidays, like it's like that. So it can be up and down when you don't have a plan and you're not saving. So when I wasn't saving, when I was down, I was down.
So how did you come up like with your how did you come up with Be Crown? Like how did that name come about?
So okay. At first I was just hair barberia, and then I started to say get crowned. Like, cause your hair is your crown. It's like this quote about like, saying it's the crown that you never take off. So then I started doing get crowned. And then I changed it to Be Crown, like B-E crown, like you can be crowned. Then I was like, okay, wait a minute. My name is Bria, and like I have a friend that calls me B, and I just put it together like B-E-E crown. So it's still like you be crowned. Come to me.
Yeah, okay.
That's how I really put a stamp on it. I was like, okay, this me, and it kind of fit. Yeah.
So how was your mentality going through, everything booming right now? It wasn't always that way, you know what I'm saying? So how was your mentality, fixing your mindset to focus on the things that you wanted and not where you was at that particular time? Just as you were saying, it can get discouraging, but you always gotta, as an entrepreneur, or as anybody that's going chasing their dreams, you always gotta keep your mind on the bigger prize, keep your eyes, focus on what you want and not the position that you in. So what
helped me?
Yeah, what helped you with that?
God. I got living on my own is when I got like what you do?
You did the preacher stuff.
I would probably have to take you out of church today.
Come on, we could go.
So here we go. Here we go. When I was living on my own, relationship, and we broke up or whatever, and I was really lost. And I started going to this church in Sugar Land, and it's called Movement Church. And I would go there by myself every Sunday. Like I went to church by myself for a year straight, and like really started to get closer to God and try to figure out like this whole religion thing. Cause like when I grew up, we didn't like just go to church every Sunday. Like we believed in God and like, you know, it was real and all that stuff. But it wasn't just like a thing. So once I found it on my own, I was like, okay, this is cool. Like you have to find something to believe in and have like something faith-based. Finding something to believe in is really like one of the main things. So I started going to church, started believing in something bigger than myself. I saw God, like really saw him and realized like, okay, this is bigger than me. Like there is something way in the future. Like I was the type of person that was like, how I said, I was making money. I was living in the moment. I didn't never really like see further than what I was doing. And like when you really believe and you like, you know, got that connection with him, you start to realize like, hey, everything that you want,
hey, it's already done.
it's already written. You just gotta reach out and grab it. So in the tough times, like I just had to really start praying. And even now, I would say is when this past 2019 was like the most transformational time of my life as far as getting close to God and figuring out, you know, what my purpose in life is. I feel like I don't completely know what my purpose is, but I do have a better mindset of like what's in store for me. Like if you can envision it and if you know the steps that you need to take and if it's working according to his will, it's possible.
Come on now.
It's possible.
Come on
and
now.
So, like when you really like dedicate yourself, you can see that stuff. Like growing up, you start to get a new perspective. So that's just something that evolved. It's not necessarily no magical steps that I took, but like I grew up. Like I started realizing or started seeing things different than what they was. Like okay, I do need to start saving. Like you know, what if I have kids? Like you can't have no baby and you ain't got no money in the bank. Like so that's when you start aligning goals, like just for like future references and like last year, maybe around October, November, like I was down, like just felt down bad. And like I would lay in my house, lights off, not call my friends, not talk to nobody, like just not do nothing. And I was like down bad. And I got out of it because after a while, like God places people around you to help you. So even when you feel like you're alone, he has a funny, well not funny, but he is funny actually. He has a funny way of like bringing you out of things to where you can like look back and be like, oh, okay, dang, I've been here before, so I can come out of it again. So I had to really realize in those down times, like, okay, I've been here before, and he ain't let go of me since. Like, you know, this ain't the end. They say, in the end, everything okay, and if it ain't okay, then it ain't the end. Yep. So it's just a mind thing. So when I did start to get closer and ask for a new mind, ask for a new perspective, like all you gotta do is ask, and it will be given to you, especially if you believe and follow like a real follower of Christ.
Yeah, but I think big thing we got out of this is you gotta want to find him too. Like, you gotta meet him halfway. Like he waiting on you.
Yeah.
He right there waiting. Like, hey, I'm ready whenever you are.
Whenever you're ready to start playing.
Whenever you're ready, I am.
Blessings.
One thing I had to realize with that 2019, I went through the same thing you did. Yours was the last few months, mine was the whole year.
Yeah.
You know, I was depressed, all of that, you know what I'm saying? Because I was trying to find my purpose. You know, what was my purpose? I was depressed because I know I ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, God, I know you ain't put me on this earth to work for somebody. I know I got a bigger purpose than that. You know what I'm saying? I just know I had it, but it was hard finding at the time because, you know, the devil was playing with my mind. You know, it was a lot of things around me that I had to get away from me in order for God to start working on me. So that's why 2019, into 2018, 2019 was a long year for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I still had baggage around me that couldn't come where I was going. And you know, until I released it, that's when God started pouring in the blessings. Because it was already done. I just had to get myself straight in order to receive the blessings. So that was the main thing I really got out of 2019.
I just feel like 2019, like I don't know what everybody went through, but I just feel like that was just looking back and looking at people on Instagram and they little past year, 2019. There's a lot of people who was going through that transition growth phase and figuring out, and it's almost like God doing that for everybody because like He getting us ready for the new decade.
Yeah.
Like, He getting us ready for 2020. Like 2020, this supposed to be your new shift in your life. Like this, you got a new 10 years, a fresh 10 to replace the last 10 you just had, and learn from the last 10 and take off from that perspective. So that's just what I think 2019 for everybody was just a year for growth and development and trying to figure out what you really here for. And if you haven't figured it out, try to figure it out.
Yeah, every day. Take it day by day. And another thing people don't talk about, like how they say other people, they go through their like midlife crisis when they turn 50 and like just start doing crazy. We're going through our quarter life crisis. We're going through our quarter life like crisis to where we not kids no more, and we in that breezeway of adulthood, like stuff that you didn't really know about, you starting to like find out like in fast. It is not taught.
Real life.
Ain't nobody teach you this stuff. Like you really have to go through it. And a lot of the times people be like so caught up on the end or like trying to get you here and you trying to get here. Everything that going on in between here, this is the process. This is the prize.
Yes.
The process is the prize. Your struggles is the prize. Like your bad times, your good times, all of that is what's gonna
make it sweeter in the end. Once you make it, you know, look at all that like, look how far we came.
Exactly.
Yeah, for real. Like I had to realize that too. I'm like, man, I'm going through these struggles. You know, your blessings are. Your blessings come through other people, and you know other people's blessings might come through you. Yeah. So you might be going through that because God needs you to help this other person out when they going through it. You just don't know when, but you know what I'm saying. You gonna build yourself up to the point where, look, I got you. You know, little bro, little sis, I've been here before. You know what I'm saying?
And even if you don't know, like even if you don't know you blessed, like I have a friend, she's 37, and we just had lunch for the first time in like 6 months, and she was just like, you know. It's crazy that, you know, we have developed a friendship and you like 24 and I'm old. And I'm like, you know, you cool. Like, you cool people. And like, she was just like telling me how proud she was of me. And we started crying, all that gay shit or whatever. But then,
hey, crying is not gay. Don't be afraid to cry. You better release.
But she was like telling me how proud she was. And she was like, I don't know how you do it. And I was like, it ain't me. Everything you see that I got, all my blessings, everything that looked like, oh, she doing it, or she got a good head on her shoulders, or she making money, like that ain't me. Like that's nothing but God. That's like, and that's what I pray too. Like when people see me, I pray that they see God working in my life. Cause everybody, like you don't, how they say you don't post when you down bad. I'm not gonna post no picture when I'm fucking depressed and I ain't got my lashes on. I'm gonna post that shit. I'm posting when I'm on the beach. I'm posting when I'm traveling. I'm posting when I'm not posting. I ain't got no money in my pockets, but you don't see that. So I was like, that's a whole nother thing. Like you have to really dive deep in yourself and just you don't realize people are watching. Just like how you said, you don't know, like you can be a blessing to somebody else. So she was just like, you know, yeah, you are a blessing to me. Like I'm glad you in my life, and I'm like, shit, God put me in your life. I didn't even know that I was inspiring you, or like I didn't even know, but I'm glad you see it. Like it just made you feel better.
And the thing we appreciate the most is like we seen how hard you work to get to where you at. Yes. So that's why it's like we respect it more. Because it's like we seen you promoting for B Crown and seeing you, you know what I'm saying, giving discounts on the sew-ins. That's stuff that take you to that next level. Because it's like you gotta provide a service, but at the same time you running a business.
Yeah.
And so that's why we respect it the most. Because it's like, bro, we watched it with our own 2 eyes, like from you, like you say, hair by Bria to B Crown and the whole elevation and how hard you work. And it's like, everybody now see just be crowned, but they ain't see the process to get there, like what all you went through and how hard that is. So that's why it's cool for us, because it's like, dang, we seen this girl, we seen that at that point, you know.
And then even sometimes not like to downplay it, but like when people be like, you know, oh, like you up there, you like top, like I don't feel like I'm there yet.
Yeah.
Like I still be like.
And that's
but you above a lot of people that's in our
class. That's that entrepreneurial mindset though.
Yeah.
When you're an entrepreneur, like you never feel like you
Yeah.
made it. Like it's always levels to what you're doing,
Yeah.
and that's in life. Like that's what they say. Like when you're like, oh, I got money. Like you think you got money, then there's people who got money. Like
never satisfied. You can never be satisfied.
like it's like you can't be satisfied. It's always different levels you can get to. Like some people say, oh, I got an apartment complex. That's cool. Some people got 10 apartments. Some people got, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a beauty salon. Some people got 6, 7 beauty salons. It's like you can't never be comfortable where you at. It's like it's always levels to what you got going on.
I got humbled real quick last year. I got tired of renting, so I went to on my own property. I went to get us a house, and this is when I really realized I need to like have bigger goals for myself. Setting goals for yourself is one of the main things that definitely involved me growing up. Is writing shit down and explaining it out as I go. But it's like a short story. I wanted to go get a house. Went to go to the lender's office and see, you know, how the whole process goes. And they was like, you know, okay, well, how much money do you got in the bank? Shit. What you mean? They was like, you don't have like any assets? No.
That's the word right there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the word right there.
No, I ain't got no assets. I got $1,000. And that's when they basically told me, like, they made me feel like I had baby money. And honestly, you can't do nothing with $1,000. Like, it's still, like, especially if that's your quote unquote savings. Like, so they was like, you know, you got baby money. Or credit. My shit's like, it was like a 640. And it was like, you know, okay, we can give you a loan, interest rate high, payments gonna be high. So I was like, okay. Then I applied for like what was it? I applied for like a home loan to see like what I could get. Came back, it was like $90,000. What kind of house I'm gonna get for $90,000? Like
hood house.
A hood house. But at the time, I was thinking like I wanted to get out of the apartment and like live. So I was like, okay, I had to go back to the drawing board. Like I need to get my credit right. I need to save. I need to have at least 20%, like just sitting on to where I can be, you know, good, elevated.
All right, let me ask you this. Was that, I knew it was, because we all get them times when we see our short success and, you know, we get on. So did you start feeling yourself at that point in time? Like, was there ever a point in time, you know, when you start seeing success, you start feeling yourself and God, you know, kind of humbled you, like, you ain't doing nothing yet, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that was definitely one of the moments. It was like, like I said, I thought I was getting money. I thought I could afford a home, and it was like, nah, you ain't quite there yet. So, in that sense, yes. But then even when I was like, I like to travel, so I was traveling a lot, like 2018.
You started the channel. I'm like, damn, you was going one deep too. I'm like, is that safe? Like,
it just depends on your personality. Nobody wanted me to go on that trip by myself, but I mean, I was one on last minute, and then two, my friends had like jobs. And I can go anywhere I want when I want to. So it was just kind of like, okay, well, I done already bought my ticket. I bought my flight. My mom was like, I don't think it's a good idea, Red. And I was like, well, either you can come with me.
I'm finna go.
Yeah, it was just real hard. And I went by myself. And like I traveled a lot that year, and I feel like it was fun in the moment, but looking back, I think it was really irresponsible.
on the financial side.
On the financial side. And I was supposed to go to Las Vegas with y'all. That was that year when you was going for a graduation.
Now we went for your B-Day.
Nah, we went too deep to Vegas.
Cause it was supposed to be me.
So did.
I did. We were trying to get in that pool party. It was like 100
for niggas, 70 for females.
Yeah.
Alright.
I had already been doing a lot of.
Wait, pause.
Turn around.
That just shows you. You think you got money until you get hit with that trying to get Spend some money.
Hey, man, we got home real quick. Honey, please.
Nah. So even now, you stuff like you'll see and be like, how they say you growing up and you pick the $5.75 pack of chicken rather than the $6.83 pack of chicken. You just start to realize.
You know the six.
Exactly. These chicken look just the same. So it definitely humbled me and had to bring it back down to a level like, okay, you ain't there yet. Pump your brakes.
So what about the growth? You started with weave and now you get into eyelashes.
Okay.
What made you get into eyelashes? Because I seen you said assets. You said assets, and I didn't know what an asset was, so I read Rich Dad Poor Dad. I had a bunch of liabilities. I didn't know what an asset was. You know what I'm saying? So what made you transition into the eyelashes?
So the lashes and the hair was actually like a combo. So since I was doing hair, specializing in weave, everybody always asked me like, oh, why don't you sell hair? Or why don't you have products or extra shit. So I was like, it took me a while. I took a whole year to actually research lash vendors and hair vendors to something that I actually liked and could put my name on. Because I didn't want to just sell something and it be trash. Like I wanted to know how long it lasts, what you can do with it, what you can't do with it, like how it smells, like what it's gonna act like when you do this. So just everything that you could know under the sun before I put it out to the public that I was gonna do hair and sell hair and sell lashes. So I was just like, okay, well this can be another stream of income.
Right.
So that's
key word.
It's like another stream of income. Anybody that's rich don't have one stream of income. It was another stream of income for me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put my name on it and it's gonna be, the extra couple of commas coming in. And with the hair, it was like, okay, I wanted to do something to where, everybody wear hair. It's a lot of hair companies. So I didn't necessarily, when I sell hair, it don't be to be the biggest thing in the world. It just be like, okay, I'm putting money in my pocket and I know my product is good. So my people gonna like it, and if they like it, they gonna tell their people. So, because I don't think I'm a good salesperson. I'm the type if you wanna buy it, you gonna buy it. I'm not gonna
You got a good product, so it's gonna sell itself.
Yeah,
you don't gotta sell it.
Yeah, so and then with the lashes, I like, looking a certain way. And then the lash extensions started to come out and it was cool. I started wearing those for a minute and I realized there was a liability. There was a liability having to spend $80 every 3 weeks on getting your lashes done.
So that strip on that boy.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, $10, and I could switch it up, and I realized that could be my selling points. Okay, you can switch it up. You can have different styles. You can take them off every night. Cause I'm the type, I don't like to sleep around my makeup. I like to care about my skin and look good. So I was like, okay, you can take them off whenever you want to. You can switch them up. They last a long time, so you're not having to spend $10 every week. You can spend $10 and wear them about 10 times until they start to look raggedy or whatever. So as long as you upkeep them, I think that was the main thing that pushed me. Okay, I know that I have a good product and I know I have a good face. Or when I walk out, I'm a walking billboard for myself and for my business. Like I said, if I'm down bad, I'm not going to tell nobody I do hair.
I'm glad you say that because what a lot of people don't understand, when you go into entrepreneur, yourself is the brand. So when you want to be all on Instagram, drunk, you want to be smoking all up, you are the brand. You heard it yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, and I got that from Oprah. Yeah. She told me, she was like, you are the brand. Like Oprah, she is the brand.
Exactly.
That really moved me and how I move on social media. Social media can't get everything. You know what I'm saying? But
you ain't gonna see nothing really about my personal life. Most of my stuff is hair and me.
What it needs to be.
So, like I said, if I'm walking out and let's say I ain't got my hair and I ain't got no lashes on, and I'm trying to tell somebody, oh hey, my man Bria, I do hair, they gonna look at me like, you do hair? They gonna look like that, instead of just I'm all together and I'm hair. Yeah, if I look cute and I say I do hair, then that's gonna make somebody feel more comfortable and be like, oh okay. Just like for your real estate stuff, if you how when you throw in your ambiance and trying to build rapport with the person and say, I'm just selling a couple houses on the side. This is what I do. Like I work, like creating, like
You branding yourself. Like I was just telling Josh, bro, I'm finna start wearing T-shirts.
yeah.
I buy a house, put my number on there.
And it's funny you say that because my mentor in trading, he always talk about, you know, he's successful, so he don't wear Louis, Gucci, none of that. He told us, he was like, that don't pay me.
Yeah.
He said, I wear what pays me.
Right.
You know, so all he walk around is Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Everything that pays him, and that's bringing him. You know, a lot of people was asking him like, hey, you know, you do this, you do that. You know, of course, you got the network marketing side to it, but branding yourself is key.
I'm just at the point now to where it's like I don't care. Like, I done had clothes for days. Like now, I'm trying to get your business to that next level and take your business to where the levels you want to go. It's like you got to do those type of things. And definitely marketing yourself is number one. Like marketing your brand is number one, period. Whether that be through Instagram or social media, period, or just your brand to the community. Like how everybody views you as a person. Like you always branding yourself. Because as soon as you're an asshole, then you try to, you know what I'm saying, start a business. Everybody, oh no, I ain't fucking with your business. He's an asshole. You know what I'm saying? So you always, regardless, you marketing yourself to your community, you marketing yourself to your peers, you marketing yourself to the world pretty much. Like your name is who you are and what you stand for pretty much, and your brand as a person, as a human pretty much.
Right.
You branding yourself every day.
What you put out is what you receive.
Uh-huh.
Being nice with people, like I hear a lot of people get bad reputations or like, you know, bad reviews, like getting hairstyles because they be like, you know, oh, they rude or like they do X, Y, and Z. So if you're nice with somebody, let's say, you know, they didn't like something, but you had good customer service, they gonna come back, like because you was not like you created an ambiance for them. So whatever you put out is what you're gonna get back.
Definitely a relationship business.
Because there's a difference between having a business and having a service. Like some people, oh yeah, I got a business, but people want a service, especially when you have stuff like hair or cosmetology, or like for me with real estate, like yeah, you can have a real estate business, but how are you providing a service to your customer or whoever you're working with? So we're probably gonna wrap it up pretty shortly, but what would you say is what sets B Crowned apart from all the other brands in Houston or any other hair brand out there? What would you say would be the thing it sets it apart? What do you want your brand to be known for as being different?
Okay, so how I said, when I started out, I was just doing it for money, and like it was just something to make a living on. Now, like going through everything, going through like the spiritual changes, going through the financial, just like all that, I've grown to love hair. Like I love what I do. Like how they say, find something you love, you never have to work another day in your life. I like going to work. I love doing hair. It's therapy for me. Like I could be having a bad day, but sitting behind somebody's head, like just doing what I do, makes me feel good. So I think that's what kind of sets me apart, is because it don't feel like I'm working. I'm never mad about like going to work. Like so. That energy that I give out in what I do shows.
And probably seeing your reaction from your customers too.
It's a good feeling. So it's not just about the money at this point or trying to make a living. Like I actually love what I do. I'm passionate about it. I started to see it a little bit different. Instead of it being something to make money with, I started to realize that it was a gift from God. Like everybody can't do this. Like it's not about the money. Like I meet people every day. Like I build relationships with these people, and then like from here I get to do other stuff. Like whether it be traveling or like going to fashion shows or doing shoots. Like I get to branch out and do other stuff, but like I want people to take that I love what I do. I think that's what sets me apart. A lot of people nowadays do stuff for the money or do stuff for the hype or stuff like that. I love it. Like even if Instagram was gone today or tomorrow, like I would still be doing hair because it's what I love.
Real talk. And I think it's like you say, it's just you follow your passion, and when you follow your passion, that's the money gonna follow that. It's like you ain't even in it for the money, you in it for it because this is what you enjoy doing and it's fun for you. So
all right, passion is always your purpose. If you don't have your purpose, there ain't gonna be no passion. Trust and believe that.
Facts.
And so You know, Bria, I appreciate you for coming on here, giving us free game.
Shit, I'm about
You know,
lit now.
before we forget, she just got nominated. You know, we gotta put it out there. Nominated for best hairstylist. Is it in Houston?
Yeah,
Just Houston.
Stylist of the Year.
Stylist of the Year in Houston. So when is voting over for that?
I was gonna say, voting actually is tonight.
Oh, okay. So actually, we gonna vote tonight. You know.
Y'all ain't gonna see it, but
Yeah. So.
just support B Crown. Come get your wigs, please.
Exactly.
So.
Shop with me. Come see your girl.
Yeah.
Big things coming in.
But yeah, bro, we really appreciate it.
Most definitely.
Thank you, guys.
Another episode of The Hustler's Ambition. Y'all tune in. We got more content coming, some more fire guests, great value. Like, subscribe,
Comment. We want to hear your feedback. You know.
let us know. And yeah, we
Yeah,
out.
man. Big money business. You understand?
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.